We did it. Bob Chapek is out.
We're not even doing the intro. That's it. We're celebrating that Bob Chapek's out. That's how we're diving in today, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
No word, no. Welcome back to the Back Secret. None of that. Just, we did it. Bob Chapek is out.
It's celebratory. It calls for celebration. I'd pull out some booze if I had some.
Enough celebratory that we skip over the whole intro of the show and just say, we did it. Bob is dead.
You are now listening to The Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
Welcome back to the Backseat
Okay,
Critics.
now we start the show. Okay.
My name is Andrew.
And you steal my parts. Regretfully, my name's RJ.
This is a podcast where we review movies you should steer clear of.
Sometimes. Regretfully.
Generally.
Sure. Sometimes. But we're happy that Bob is gone, I guess.
Folks, we did it. We're patting ourselves on the back. This is great news.
Yeah, we're like, Ranger Rick, go home. You're done playing in the woods here in Disneyland. And let's bring back the legendary Bob Iger.
All right, Mr. Robles, do you want to take it away? How did you take down Bob Chapek?
Yeah, I went there and I said, yo, where's my Blue Bouncy Bayou in Disneyland? And he goes, sorry. Nope. And I said, oh, well, where's my Goofy's Kitchen? He says, nope. I get home from Disneyland, and you know what happens? He's done.
Oh!
He's gone.
Oh!
Yep. He didn't give us the Blue Bouncy Bayou. He didn't give me my Goofy's Kitchen. He's done.
He's out of there.
He's out there, and we brought back the Bob Iger. The guy who actually cares. He cares about the park a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you feel like that he's like a in-between as they're searching for another CEO, or do you think he's
so.
the guy?
No, I mean, it's not the first time they've brought him back.
No.
I mean, they brought him back to teach Bob Chapek, and obviously that didn't go over so well. Chapek just showed that he's a money-hungry person. I think they actually had a little fight even before Bob Iger completely stepped away.
I heard that too.
So Eisner, by the way, came out and said how Chapek sucked.
I mean, he did. I mean, he really did. He was nickel and diming the park.
Yeah, and that was the pride and joy of Disney, I think. His big thing was Disney Plus, and it's tanking, and he's trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
He's treating the employees terribly in the park. So, I mean, if you have a pulse, they will hire you. So, if you need a job right now, I'm pretty sure Disneyland will hire you.
We'll find that link and put it in the show notes. Alex,
the Jungle Cruise skipper, if he can have a job, anybody can have a job. Anybody in that park can have a job. That guy deserves it.
Tell the story.
Okay. As one does when they're on the Jungle Cruise. You get on the boat. Yes, you have little birds tweeting in the background. You have the ducks floating in the water. You know, you're sitting on the dock waiting for your boat to roll up. And this guy, you can see, I'm sitting on my boat, or sitting on the dock waiting to get on my boat. And all of a sudden, I see my skipper. I was just like, right away, when I looked at him, like, this guy just doesn't care today.
Not today?
Not today.
Not ever.
He woke up and chose violence against me.
You know what? If you had to work for Bob Chapek, wouldn't you be dead inside?
You know
I'm
what?
just playing devil's advocate.
He would have been great as somebody who was not in the park. That's his job. I was going to say he'd make a great, like in my head, I was thinking, he'd be great at picking up things. Nope. He would probably done that terribly too. He just didn't look like he cared at all. And to be a Jungle Cruise skipper, how did he get that job? Josh Gad couldn't even get that job, and this guy got it? Josh Gad has an argument.
Yeah, no.
A strong argument right now.
Yeah, he does. But go ahead with your story. So, what was wrong with this guy other than he just wasn't there?
Usually, a Jungle Cruise skipper is very good at, telling jokes, being a little energetic.
Yeah, you gotta talk with the peeps.
You gotta
engage the people.
Exactly. You're probably on a boat for 5 to 10 minutes, and you gotta make these people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And you do. Some are really good. Some of them are. You can tell they give the effort. This guy had zero effort. And I don't even think this was his method. I think he just woke up hungover and was just like, I got to go to work today.
But could have this just been a one-off for him?
I don't care. He had his one chance with a backseat critic on his boat, and he ruined it.
Did you do any backseat driving while you were there?
Yeah, I looked. I actually said multiple times back, he's terrible. Multiple times. Loud enough for him to hear it.
Oh.
So he's probably like, great, I have a Disney Karen on my boat. I'm sitting there, and I'm like...
She doesn't even have hair.
Yeah, and you know what? I was sitting there like, yes, I am. Because you know what? I paid more than you're going to make today to get into this park, and you are just pooping all over it. Thank you. And that was my last time I rode the Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise?
For
Okay.
the next 10 years. Now I got to remember, the last time I rode it was with this punk Alex.
This is going in the
No
record.
energy.
This is going in the record.
Him and Bob Chapek. Bob Chapek should have took him with him. That's what should have happened.
You, me, we're out.
I'm pretty sure it's Bob Chapek's son.
What was this guy's name again?
Alex.
Alex. Bob and Alex.
Alex, yes.
B.A.
Yes. Now, Aramis, that Jungle Cruise skipper, that guy,
this guy,
he's good. He's good at his job. I hope he ever hears this. Good job. You are probably...
2 claps.
2 claps for him. You are probably up there with the legend of the Jungle Cruise skipper, Carl.
All right.
Carl is a legitimate... He's a Reddit legend, actually. He's a
Oh.
Jungle Cruise skipper. So, that man actually has a really good joke. So,
All right.
he usually taps the boat with a little... Where there's little hearts on it. And
Yeah.
he goes... Now, don't ask me about this. We all make mistakes. And he always taps it. So I'm always like, my guy. And he always picks somebody on the boat. First time I rode with him, I was the guy.
Yeah.
And he always tells you, like, he's acting like you're, like, best buds, all of a sudden stuff. It's amazing.
Oh, that's got to be an awesome experience.
You know what? I had one with a girl, too. A girl this time. I don't know her name, but she did tell a great joke. We drive by some snakes. And she goes, they remind me of my high school friends. And I was like, oh, that was a great joke.
Yeah. Shout out to all those Jungle Cruise folks, except for Alex.
I hope you fall in the water and get ran over by... No.
That's so mean.
That was bad. That was bad. I hope you fall in the water,
I'll cut
but
that
the
out.
boat doesn't run you over. I hope you fall in the water and the boat doesn't run you over.
I hope you get your shoe wet.
I hope your socks don't dry for the rest of the day when you fall in the water.
Oh, man, that is the worst experience.
Can
Several times in high school, I'd be standing out there for the bus in the rain. Socks are wet. I got to now do a whole day at school with wet socks.
Or if you ran track and you had wet socks as it was raining outside and you put on your spikes, or cross country and you stepped in a puddle, then I got to run another 2 miles in wet socks and spike. No, thank you.
Yeah. So, just off the bat, if you like what we do, give us a follow on Instagram. We're the Backseat Critics, all one word. If you have any ideas for movies, shoot us an email at thebackseatcritics@gmail.com. And shout out to our friends at the Play No Games podcast. Give them a listen. Just doing that up top. Before we dive into the movie for today.
Yeah, we're going to dive into the movie, A Smart House.
Yeah. This was, I think, 1999. Directed by LeVar Burton.
Reading Rainbow, LeVar Burton.
Yeah. Like Roots, like Star Trek Next Gen.
What was his name in Star Trek?
Geordi LaForge.
I was gonna say Georgie, and I knew it was something different than Georgie though. Like I knew it was close. So
I was thinking of the LaForge part.
I told you it was a G and started with a G.
Hey, you were close. But yeah, directed by him. Cinematography also by a Star Trek Next Gen guy, which I thought was interesting. There's nothing really notable about the cinematography here, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. We got some Trekkies kind of moving over to Disney. We also got Katie Skull.
Who is that? The girl that the dad falls in love with?
No, that's Married with Children.
Okay. Who's Katie Skull?
She's Pat.
Oh, okay.
She's married with children. She's Leela in Futurama.
Oh, okay. So we should also then point out that there's 2 like Disney Channel original movie legends.
Oh, is there a second one in here?
No, the 2 actors, so the kids, like the main character and his sister. The sister is the sister in Brink. The kid, the main actor, is the main character in Luck of the Irish. Smart House, though.
Oof, what a movie.
There it is.
You know,
there it is. Every time.
I started off, I sat down here, I hit record. I'm like, I'm not going to say it.
This movie.
You know what?
That's going to be the first.
Disney has done it to me. They've broken me.
This movie isn't that bad, though, for a Disney Channel
It's
movie.
actually pretty good. I had a note where I'm like, this movie's actually all right. It's not great. It's fine, though.
For a made-for-TV movie, for kids, not bad at all.
I wanted to hate it more than I did. It's not as, say, fun and zany as, like, Descendants was, but I feel like it was just a better movie.
I think every single time or moment that it gives you that you're like, yes, I'm going to hate this movie. Or, this is where it turns bad. You're like, yes, this is the part. It just doesn't. Okay, I really wanted to hate that for a second, but okay.
It's so fun. So we start off, the main character, Ben, enters a contest to win a smart house, which is run by an AI, kind of like Hal. So he wins the house.
For his family.
No
mom, dad, sister, Pat.
And so they move into the smart house where Pat is played by Katie Sagal, voiced by Katie Sagal for the first part. And Katie Sagal can, project some stuff on the wall like a projector can.
Come on, in IMAX form, I feel like.
I can get that.
Because the elephant bit looked like it could have been more of an IMAX feel. At one point, we got to remember that Ben hacks her, tries to create her into a mom from like a TV shows, and then what they do? They get her into crazy mode.
It was after the party. That she throws, and I think the dad and Ben, the kid, I think they both like tell her no, or they try to get her to back off at some point, and they bring Sarah over to like try to reprogram her.
Yes, or
So,
they turn her off. I remember Sarah turns her off.
Yeah, but it was an effort to like kind of
flush her out.
Yeah, kind of fix some of the effects of Ben's hacking.
Well, not that bad of a movie.
No, pretty straightforward. Move in, robot goes kind of crazy. They try to fix it. Robot goes crazier, and then realizes the fault of its ways, and
which is impressive.
Dad marries the creator, or dates the creator.
Yep.
And that's pretty much the end of that. Do you want to dive into our top threes?
Yeah, let's go top threes.
Let's do the Pat scenes.
Oh,
like the room.
We're gonna shake it up a little bit.
Well, yeah, let's
shake it up.
Ooch.
You wanted to do a little curveball.
I'm not even going to have a music cut in for this.
So my first favorite Pat is Pat Carlman. My second favorite.
Oh,
Pat
my
is,
dad.
Yes, first
what?
favorite Pat. Second favorite Pat.
What is this?
What? You said our favorite Pat. So I mean,
that wasn't even my number one. No, I feel like the jerk.
There you go. You didn't even put your dad up there. I feel bad now. So Pat Carlman is my first favorite Pat. Second favorite Pat. Probably St. Patrick's Day. Third favorite Pat. Patrick Mahomes. That's an elite cast of Pats. No, wait. Patrick Stewart. That's my third favorite Pat. I win. Oh, those are not the Pats that we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Or we actually can go favorite Pat from the movie.
I was thinking favorite Pat, but I'm actually not sure how we would do this, because it's like, okay, would we talk about the holograms? Would we talk about our favorite rooms? Because that would just be sets.
I think we talk about our favorite Pat in the sense of So we have 3 Pats. You have normal Pat, works as the house.
Okay, so we're just talking about the character
Pat.
herself.
Yes.
Okay.
We have
Not any of the projections, not any of the devices that she controls, nothing like that. We're just talking about her personality.
Yes, we have three Pats.
So we're just ranking that. Okay.
The 3 Pats.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'd say my first favorite Pat is Bat Poop Crazy.
All right.
Bat Crazy Poopy Pat. And that's the one that you see in the end of the movie where she's going all crazy, growing.
I'm actually right there with you with my number 1. It was the most interesting.
Yeah, she was just crazy.
She grew large.
She put the house on lockdown.
She was like a 9-foot woman.
Second favorite Pat.
Wait. Let me guess. The second one.
Mama Bear Pat.
Yep.
Mama Bear Pat. The way she handled the bullies.
That was good.
That was pretty good. She called them out.
That is actually a little bit different than I thought they were going to go with that scene.
Where do you think that was going to happen?
So they introduced that she has a little like Dr. Octopus kind of like stretchy arm. I kind of thought it was going to get like a little bit more hokey. We're going to have the kid like picked up and thrown out. Some sort of like wire gag kind of thing, but
instead it was more of like she sends out a skull and
yeah, it's a little projection of a skull, scares him, just gets into his head and then scares him out of the house.
My third, or what was your second favorite Pat?
No, I'm right there with you.
And then obviously last Pat, normal
It's
Pat.
the most boring Pat.
I mean, great. She's a computer program.
Yep.
You did a good job there, Disney. You made a computer program. Computer program house.
Now work on making a functional website.
And functional employees on the Jungle Cruise. We're talking about you, Alex.
Alex.
I hope you got over your hangover.
We love you, Alex.
No, we don't. We do not love you. We are anti-Alex on this show. If you have him as your Jungle Cruise skipper,
bail. Jump ship.
Yes. Just say, hey, I hope your hangover is okay.
Better to be in the jaws of a hippo than in the hands of Alex.
I would have rather ridden that ride without a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Okay.
That's saying something. That is saying something. All right. Favorite scenes? We're off to talk about scenes.
What's happening?
The magical wizard of scenes.
I'm so confused. Everything.
Favorite scenes. I like the part how that claw comes out. She has this robotic, like you've mentioned before, Dr. Oct kind of claw.
Mm-hmm.
And it's used to grab newspapers that we've seen.
Just quickly, that was built into the house. There's a hatch on on the outside and somewhere on the inside.
Yes.
What is the purpose for that? Because the idea of the smart house was to do like common like functions and stuff like that. What's the purpose of this like 30-foot claw?
It is used to take dogs that are pooping on your property and move them to a different property.
All right.
In this case, though,
just huck it.
We saw that it grabs newspapers.
Yeah.
So, my favorite scene, because I found it strictly ridiculous, is when it's going out to Pat's grabbing a newspaper, and she has the house on lockdown. She has the family all on lockdown, and the creator of this home
she jumps through
runs
the hole
and jumps through the hole, and
Stay
somehow
on target.
comes out the other side.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How big's the hole on the inside?
I actually was hoping that we were going to like cut to the inside and kind of like see what the inside of the contraption looks like outside the control room.
Yes.
My first favorite scene is actually when Pat goes bad for the first time and starts shooting out all these oranges just all over the place. Just oranges everywhere.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it brought up a really important question to me.
Okay.
How much food is just sitting there in this house waiting to be called upon for like an orange smoothie? How much cereal is just sitting there waiting to be like, I want a bowl of Cheerios?
You know, I actually thought about this question of just like meat, dairy,
But all that stuff is just sitting there, waiting to be called on. And they mention at the end, right before she jumps through the little thing, that they have enough food in there for months. So when that supply runs out, which, like, let's not even get into the storage of all that food right now, but, like, when that food runs out, do you have to go to the store and, like, refill all of that? That's several $1,000s of food. Did you see the number of oranges that was shooting out?
Yes. No, yes. That made me think the same thing, actually. Like, I sat there, I was just like, I don't want to have to replace all that.
Exactly.
I hate going to the grocery store enough. Like, I don't want to do that either.
Like, she said it's several months of food. But did you see the number of oranges that it shot out? I don't eat that many oranges. I love oranges. I'm not eating that many oranges in a few months. So, like, how much food is down there just going bad? And do you have to refill that? Do you have, like, a subscription service with a grocery store to, like, refill it? Like, how
do you know it's bad? Does Pat know that it's bad? Like, does it go, hey, your apple is expired? Or all of a sudden does you go, hey, Pat, I want an apple?
Your house just starts smelling like rotten cheese and gross milk.
Well, it comes up and
meat.
You're like, oh, hey, Pat, can I get a glass of milk? Oh, yeah, sure. Pours you a glass of milk, and the thing is curdled.
Yeah.
It's cheese now.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know?
Just so many questions.
But that's what makes it your favorite scene.
That was honestly, that was my favorite scene just because it brought up that question. And I had more fun thinking about that whole situation than I did with whatever they were dealing with. Plus, it was just ridiculous amount of oranges. This was like the end of Real Genius with the popcorn.
Second favorite scene for me is when they first get to see the projection on the house, or inside the house, and they go to Africa.
Oh, the elephant.
And the elephant charges, and the little girl gets scared. And I'm just like, you silly little girl, you're scared of an IMAX screen.
What's funny, though, is like, this guy knocking around, beating my equipment. I'm kidding.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Not the kids, but
the adults.
For legal purpose. I gotta cut all this out now.
Putting the equipment.
Just for the record, I do not endorse any
beating equipment.
Any beating of equipment with anyone. Let's just leave it there. I don't feel like I don't feel like breaking that down at all.
Okay, beating equipment. Got it.
Okay. The elephant's charging her. As it's charging the screen, its bottom half disappears below the floor. All you see is like the top half of the elephant, and she's still scared. Like how does not seem...
That's true. She just saw the top half. I don't know. I thought that was funny though, because I was like, why are you getting scared? You know it's a fake screen.
My number 2.
Wait, let's go back to that real quick.
Okay.
How old is this girl? 10?
Yeah.
Maybe 8. You tell me an 8-year-old's afraid of a screen like that at that point in time in their life?
Just for record, she's 10.
She was 10 in that movie?
She was 10.
So you're telling me a 10-year-old?
No. I saw Star Trek Nemesis in the theater, and I think I was like 6 at the time. My parents took me. We were like one of the front rows. It was a weird experience. There's some weird stuff in that movie. Not scary.
Exactly.
And this is an elephant. Kids love elephants. They like... I loved giraffes when I was like... I love zebras.
Do you love a charging elephant, though?
Better than pooping one.
Pat, can I please see a video of a pooping elephant? You see a elephant like squatting like a dog on the screen. You imagine that? And then you know what? I think Pat, they even mentioned that she can do like the smells, and so all of a sudden the poop of the smell comes through.
This brings me to my second favorite, which is the alarms. When they show the girl waking up to the symphony, and then the dad...
Wasn't it a Mickey Mouse symphony?
It was a Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Mickey Mouse doing the conductor, and it was just this massive symphony.
There was a lot of high fives in this movie to like Disney cartoons and just Disney itself. I gotta give it props for that.
I was kind of, on one hand, when they showed the symphony, I was like, okay, that's different way to wake somebody up. And then they showed Mickey Mouse's dumb mug, just like waving his arms around, just conducting the orchestra, and I lost it. Like, it was just like, what are we doing?
Dude, Mickey is doing his thing.
But you're absolutely right that they're just high-fiving themselves. The whole movie.
There's little things like that all over.
But that was my second favorite scene, because it was just goofy.
Third favorite.
Sadly, no Goofy was in it.
Is
Could you imagine if your ideal alarm was an elephant pooping?
that's how you wake up with the smell. You know that. You imagine the pranks you can pull in this house to somebody.
Right?
Like, hey, I gotta show you something in this room. Elephant poop.
If she can do like a little like a holographic projection.
A poop.
Yeah. Just
Hey, Pat, can you just leave a holographic projection in my dad's room? And by the way, can you also make it smell like that poop?
I'm a little surprised that like he didn't say anything about that when the dad woke up on the farm, because if you've ever smelled a farm, it kind of smells like poop.
Wasn't he like shocked that she like gave him a farm too?
Yeah. And she's like, well, this was the what I've looked into shows that this was like the best way to wake you up or something. Sorry, I should do it in a little flinty voice. What I showed was this was the best way to wake you up.
Scene number 3 for me, by the way, I think is gonna be the part where Pat like tells the dad, "Okay, you have to work first before you can do something." I forgot what it was, but he's just like, "No, I'm gonna go out," and she goes, "I think you need to work more," and then like kept him inside to work more.
Is this where he's trying to make the phone call to
Yep.
Sarah?
The deal. That's what it was. He was trying to make a phone call to Sarah, and she goes, "Nope, you got to make another work call first."
We're actually in sync on the number 3 because that was just ridiculous.
That was funny.
Yeah,
That was a good funny because she says, "Nope," and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I'd be mad.
I'd be furious.
I'd be like, okay, that's it, I'm leaving." But obviously, it'll lock you in the house, so you're screwed. You kind of have to do it.
Also, we're apparently, we're apparently electrifying the interior doorknob.
Yeah, she did that to Ben multiple times.
She did it to the dad too.
That's crazy.
And like I can get it for electrifying the outside, like just for security. But what are we doing electrifying the inside? Like, why is that even hooked up?
Ask whatever the girl's name is.
Sarah?
Yeah, ask Sarah. Sarah will let you know.
Yeah, she will.
All right, what was our last?
No, we're in sync on that last scene.
No, what's our last?
Oh, so I was actually going to do two more.
2 more topics.
Two more topics.
We had 2 more.
2 more because
Okay.
just because the Pats. There's only 3 Pats.
Okay. Well, what's the other one we got?
Next one, sets.
Okay, and so what's the other one we got?
No, we're doing sets.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Because we got one good one.
Okay, give me the what? You know what? We'll just give you the whole set segment right now. It is all you. Go. Sets. Let's talk about sets, baby.
Just you and me. All right, folks. Welcome back to the Backseat Critics. My name is Andrew.
Oh my gosh.
And my name is Arden.
This is not how that goes.
And today we're talking about the sets of 1999's Smart House.
Oh,
Directed by LeVar Burton. Starring Katie Seagal and more. Also Mickey Mouse sometimes.
I apologize.
Shut up. My number one set.
I'm sorry you're listening to this podcast right now.
My number one set is the control room.
You can turn us off now. It's okay.
All right. Thanks, folks. Be sure to like and follow us. We're on Instagram at the Backseat.
You wanted this whole segment just so you can say that you liked the control room. That's the only reason why we have sets in this show, is so you can just say, I like the control room.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at the
Yeah,
Backseat.
if you turn us off right now, I do not blame you. I do not blame you.
Stay around, folks. We still got more to go.
Okay, what's
Because
the
shout out to our friends at the Play No Games podcast.
They're turning us off too now. Okay, what's the last the real segment now?
Okay. Characters.
Characters.
Oh no, I forgot to record something for the characters. So here's something. Characters. Who are they? What are they doing? I don't know.
I'm gonna say probably the dad's probably the best, just because he is the number one actor in the movie.
Okay. I'm imagining we're gonna have similar-ish lists, but different order. Because
Okay.
my number one was Pat's.
Okay.
She just kind of went bonkers at the end. My number two is the dad.
Okay.
I think he was kind of the best actor in the movie. Not to diss on Katie Seagal, but like given what they were given.
My number two would be the bullies.
Really?
I looked at them. And I was looking at the clothes and their
You saw
hairstyle.
yourself?
No, but I remember like as a kid, I'd be like, "Gosh, I wish I had hair like that." Oh yeah, I wish I would have had clothes like
Dude,
that.
you've been bald since you came out of your mother's womb.
So funny story that we bring up my baldness.
Okay, it's a different road than I thought you were going to take.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a rabbit trail, by the way.
I thought you were going to be like, never mind.
Today I was sitting there waiting for my food at my restaurant for lunch, right?
Okay.
And this guy comes up to me and he's in a chair, like a power scooter, rolls up to me and goes, "Hey, your hair is looking a little long." And he rubs his hair and he's bald, like completely bald. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I know, I'm getting a little bushy." He goes, I tell people this when they look at me and go, "You're bald." They go, "God gave bald people the best heads. He gave everybody else hair." I was like, "My guy, you're right. That means I got good looking head."
But do you want to know something?
What?
Can you run your hand through your hair?
Yes, I can.
For the folks at home who cannot see this,
It works perfect.
he's like a cue ball over there. It's like a cue ball with some felt that was sneezed on.
And you know what? I just ran my hand through my hair. Anyways, but no, that hair, like that style, I remember back in the day, sometimes, I wanted to have a little style like that. My parents would be like, "No, you look stupid." And I'm glad that I look back and go, yeah, I would have looked stupid.
Okay.
So I'm glad they saved me from that. But yes, the bullies.
All right. My number three, I'm going to have to go with Ben.
Okay.
Just because I felt like between him and the dad, they had kind of an interesting dynamic. That was it.
My number three is probably Pat.
Similar list, different order.
Yeah, a little bit. I would like to point out with Ben, though, really quick.
Yeah.
Actually, so did you notice some of his clothing on?
Sometimes.
So one brand that he was wearing was Big Dogs. Whatever happened to Big Dogs?
Did they go under? I remember there was like a Big Dog store down in Woodburn or something.
There's Woodburn in Astoria.
Okay.
Or Seaside. But whatever happened to it? It used to be big. They used to have Big Dogs for everything.
I do remember that.
Whatever happened? There was Big Dog, like they did South Park Big Dog shirts.
Are they just not that popular anymore?
I don't know. They had in this movie, they have a Michael Jordan Big Dog shirt.
They still have a functional website.
I don't know. But where's Big Dogs now? This is a good question, isn't it? It reminded me, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I would love to own a Big Dog shirt again.
It looks like they tried to rebrand and failed.
They had
For an article from GQ, they try to rebrand and put the dog in really positive, uplifting situations, which sounds wholesome and nice, but that's not what you buy this stuff for.
They had something good going and they ruined it. I mean, they just put a dog in.
Smoking cigars.
I mean, in any situation. I mean, they made a dog like Ninja Turtles. They made it like anything pop culture. They put the big dog on it.
Yeah.
And they had something good going, and I think
they ruined it.
They ruined it. They went under.
Yeah.
They had a chance.
I mean, they're still a functioning company, but yeah, it looks like they try to rebrand as a kind of wholesome.
They messed
positive vibes only.
They messed up. Bob
Totally
Chapek must have came from there. I get it.
Final
Alex was his CEO.
Alex.
Yeah, that guy was terrible.
Hey, Alex, if you're listening, we would love to have you guest on here.
No, we would not.
Bring it your charisma.
Yeah. Do you
Bring
have
your
it?
energy.
Do you have it? Obviously, no.
The folks want to know.
He doesn't.
Does Alex is charisma?
Don't ride with him. If you hear this, you get Alex, push him over the boat and say, "This is for the backseat critics." We would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. I don't know.
Maybe just spill a little bit of water on an issue or something. Like, don't do anything too aggressive here. We don't want to endorse violence.
Yeah, stand up on the boat and say, "This is a mutiny." This is my boat now.
I'm the captain.
Yeah, he does the guy that does the eye thing.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm the captain now."
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's what he's doing. Make sure that if you ride that boat and you see this Alex guy pull up, just say, "Nope, not today. I do not want to ride with him."
Get back in line.
Get back in
line. Wait till the
It-
end of his shift.
It'll be a lot better. No, just wait for his boat to go by and get on Carl's or Aramis's boat. You'll 110 times like it a lot better.
Instantly better.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Final thoughts.
Not that bad of a movie. I thought that there could obviously be more substance to this movie. There could be a lot more to this movie.
Totally agree.
That I am actually happy that this movie was made back in the 90s compared to nowadays. Nowadays, I feel like you'd get some sort of drama, High School Musical, garbage, poor acting, terrible. At least, and then everything that you would, like every moment that I wanted to hate this movie, I feel like those moments would actually happen now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. I'm trying to think of like how to word kind of my opinion on this. And I think for the most part, I would agree that like I'm glad that was made back then versus now. I don't think it would work now at all.
Especially with Alexa
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like we've got smart bulbs, we've got smart thermostats and, Ring doorbells and smart plugs. Like we don't... This isn't really like a fantasy. Like it doesn't have that edge if it was made now. So you're right. They would have to make up for that with drama, with like some other stuff piled on top. And it doesn't need that.
No, it didn't need that in this movie at all.
It did need a little bit more to it, in my opinion.
It needed some spice, yes.
But you know what? It's a kid's movie. And honestly, yeah, I 100%. I would sit down a kid and just like have them watch it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Probably a solid 7.5.
Okay.
Maybe a 7. 7.5. 7 to 7.5.
I was honestly thinking 6.5, but yeah.
I think you're looking at like a 74%. If it was like a high school graded paper or something like that, it wasn't like a barely a C, but it wasn't good enough to be like, I'm flirting with a C+. Like, it's like, I'm a C.
Yeah. Yeah, it owns what it is. Yeah, I don't really have that much else to add about it. It was pretty good. If you got a kid, definitely watch it.
Yeah.
With the kid. Or without the kid. Whatever.
All right. You have anything else?
Hey, no, I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Backseat Critics
You're
and
welcome.
following through to us. And we hope that Alex, the Jungle Cruise skipper, you are my new number one enemy because we got rid of Bob Chapek. Bob Iger's in. We got rid of Bob Chapek.
Bob Iger's our next
Ding
project.
dong, the wicked Bob is dead. We out.
Well...